जो एक रेलवे पटरी पर चाय बेच रहा था, आज दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा लोकतंत्र का प्रधानमंत्री है। उसका साफ मतलब है कि भारत का लोकतंत्र मजबूत है, भारत का संविधान मजबूत है। In Maharashtra too, sir, the chief minister, a very simple auto rickshaw driver. We have auto rickshaws in a certain part of Mumbai. An auto rickshaw driver rose to become the chief minister of the country's second largest state, the most industrialized state. This means for someone who is young and is watching us today that our democracy is in fact stronger than ever before. So, many people, my former colleagues who are not here today, who I'm sure when their chance comes to speak and through the public domain have been analyzing the Lok Sabha results in many, many ways. But the fact remains, as few people before me have pointed out, that Narendra Modi ji is only the second Indian to be sworn in as Prime Minister of India for 3 consecutive terms. The first being Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru exactly 62 years ago in 1962. In fact, something which has not been said before me, for the sake of not being repetitive, to give this House a sense of how high anti-incumbency levels are around the world. And this is due to a variety of factors. There is a growing aspirational demanding voter. Social media is playing a role in making people more impatient. Demographic transitions are underway. In the last 10 years alone, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has seen, and I will count down, 6 Prime Ministers of Pakistan, 5 Prime Ministers of the UK, please, 4 Presidents of Sri Lanka, 3 Presidents of the USA, 2 Presidents of France, and finally, after Sushma Swaraj ji, after a decade, 1 leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. So, sir, Modi ji का अभी भी पूरा 5 साल का कार्यकाल बाकी है और इसीलिए मैं एकनाथ शिंदे जी की ओर से, शिवसेना की ओर से, महाराष्ट्र की ओर से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को अपने दिल के गहराइयों से बधाई देना चाहता हूं। उनकी सरकार के सभी सदस्यों को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं। सर, चुनावी भाषणों में मैं अक्सर मजाक में कहा करता था कि यदि आप इंडिया अलायंस से यानी INDIA से यदि आप आई लेटर को हटाओगे तो आपको NDA दिखाई देगा। If you remove I from INDIA, you get NDA. My point I'm making is that despite all our political differences, I still believe that there's more that unites us than divides us. And a new beginning must call for a starting afresh. I am starting afresh, and I believe that as we move from confrontation to collaboration, we must replace the letter I with we. Sir, I wish to bring to your attention 4 C's, the letter C, that I'm sure everyone across this house will agree with me on. And we can rise above politics and agree that these are issues which concern our country. Some will see them as challenges. I personally see them as opportunities. So the first C is China. The second C is cities. The third C is computing. And the fourth C is climate change. All of these in varying degrees have been spoken about by the Honorable President. So when we talk of China, the first C, today both the West and the global South, the developed world and the developing world, has a trade deficit with China. But in addition to a trade deficit, they also have a trust deficit with China. And India in that sense is very, very unique. India today enjoys a trust surplus with the rest of the world. So इसलिए आज का समय बोल्ड होने और निर्णायक रूप से कार्य करने का समय है. Sir, today global investors, global companies are adopting what they call a China plus one strategy. What that essentially means is that for the last 20 or 30 years, most of these companies moved their manufacturing from Western countries to China. They created jobs in China, they strengthened China's economy, and as a result today, they are seeing geopolitical tensions in the South China Sea and other parts of the world. Today, those same companies, those same countries, those same investors are moving investments, diversifying their factories to countries like India, to countries in the neighborhood, maybe Vietnam and Bangladesh. And as rightly pointed out by the Honorable President of India, so she made a very interesting remark. She said we must enhance cooperative federalism in our country between center and states, but far more importantly, competitive federalism between states. I've always been a firm believer that if states compete aggressively against each other, that is what will make India truly competitive globally. My good friend Jayant Chaudhary ji is here. I congratulate